Hello and a very warm welcome to you. I'm Hayley Palmer. It's so good to have you on the show this evening. Now, I am a huge Big Brother fan and I really wanted to invite to the show one of my favourite housemates of the last series. Here she is. It's lovely Emily. Great to have you here. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm glad we made this happen because I actually bumped into Emily at the Boysdale Club and I was like, you're from Big Brother. I was like one of those people, but I had to say it because I am a huge Big Brother fan. Yeah. I love it. I love people watching. So for me, I find it completely fascinating. I always have done, and I loved your series, so...
Oh, no, thank you. And that's the thing about Big Brother. Like, one of the reasons that I wanted to do it when they approached me was because it is such a social experiment. You meet people from all walks of life, and, yeah, it's just amazing to get to know these random strangers, and you come out and you know them so well, and you've made friendships for life. And
what has it been like since you've come out? Are people sort of recognising you when you walk down Oxford Street?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's been so busy, first of all. Like, it's been just crazy busy, but yeah, it's really weird. Like, you'll just be on the tube or something, someone will be like, you're Emily from Big Brother. I'm like, I am Emily from Big Brother. But but it's been really nice, and like the reaction's been really positive on the whole, so I've been really pleased.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, we're going to go into the first song and we're going to be talking more with Emily all about the house. We want to know everything.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I look to you.
Now, I want to talk to you, Emily, about you actually going into the house, because is it true beforehand they take like your phone away and stuff for about 3 days, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. So what happens is that you go to a hotel and you get your phone taken off you, and from that point forward you have literally no contact.
That's the point where I'd go, no, I know. Back. I didn't mean it, I don't want to go in.
I know. I found that bit the hardest because I'm such a social person.
Yeah.
And the only person you had to talk to was your chaperone. But even that, like if you wanted to go outside for some fresh air, it was this whole operation because obviously you couldn't see the other housemates and they didn't want you to like know anything that was going from the outside world. And I think that was the hardest because, yeah, being alone, just in the hotel room with your own thoughts is very scary.
Yeah, you've really got to be on top of your thoughts, haven't you? It just shows your mind is so powerful.
Exactly, and like you've got to be so positive. But what was really weird is that in that hotel room, I just had this like weird feeling that someone was going to be evicted on the first night. And obviously I went in and got evicted on the first night. Luckily I obviously came back, but it was just weird because I had this like sense, and I was saying to my chaperone that I just have this like feeling that something's gonna happen, and my chaperone was like, no, like it's just the nerves kicking in. But I just had this like weird instinct.
Yeah, sometimes in life you just have that instinct and you know these things.
Exactly, so that was making me spiral a bit, the thought of that. And then it's really weird because the moment comes, you have the whole day to get ready, so yeah, all you have to watch is
I don't know if I could eat or anything. I'd be like, oh.
I know. My chaperone was like, come on, Emily, have at least something, and I'm so glad she did. And then they give you a little glass of fizz before you actually go in. But all you have is like Netflix to watch on like a tablet, but you can't get access to anything else. So whilst I was getting ready, I was watching some Netflix, I was watching some reality TV to kind of get myself in the reality TV vibe. And then your taxi's there, and they take you to the house, and all of a sudden, after seeing literally no one other than your chaperone,
that's crazy.
There's this roaring crowd, and you just have to step out, and people are screaming.
And the adrenaline's really kicking in then, you're like totally alert.
Exactly, and it's just so weird after 3 days of having nothing.
Whoa, and then did your legs go to jelly when you got out the car and you're sort of going up to the steps onto the stage?
Honestly, it's so hard to even like remember how I felt because it was such a blur.
Oh, right, okay.
All I just remember is screaming and hearing a few boos as well, but that was okay.
It's hard to take, isn't it? Because you're like, hang on a minute, I haven't even done anything yet.
I know. But obviously watching my videotape back, I can see they obviously angled it very much around the politics side of things,
yes.
which is so fine, because I didn't mind being the villain going in, as long as I got the chance to kind of like counter that, which in the end I did.
You did, because people could see you a genuine nice person. I think that came across.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to show that like you might have a preconception of someone, and then you can actually go in there and maybe be surprised and maybe like people that you didn't think you were going to like.
Yeah.
But obviously when I initially got evicted on the first night, I was really frustrated because I didn't get the chance to even show that other side to me. Yeah, it was hard, and I had no idea that I was going back either. So
well, that was a good thing. But I think for anyone, just human nature, we'd all be like, oh God, I don't want to be the first person. And when you are, you just got to take it on the chin, and you do it really well. But...
I know. It was just like so weird from having all the adrenaline from going into the house to literally 45 minutes later being evicted. And obviously the auditioning process is so long. So I was like, all of that for what I thought was going to be 45 minutes. I thought, surely not.
No. And what was it like with people? Is that the hardest bit, would you say? That the people kind of, like, you know, when like everyone's there, do you just get a feeling for like, oh yeah, I like you, I'm not sure about you? And how do you overcome that? Because there's a lot, and knowing you're being watched and every expression is being analysed on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah,
it's really weird, because I thought I'd go in there and think, oh, I'm on a TV show, I don't want to speak about certain things. But you go in there and you just completely forget about the cameras after a day. It's really weird. Yeah, it's honestly so weird. And then suddenly you'll be reminded, because you'll hear like the cranking of the camera moving while you're brushing your teeth or something. You're like, oh wait.
Oh, hang on a minute, let me do my teeth properly.
and then I'll just be thinking, oh goodness, all the stories I've opened up to my housemates about.
Yeah. Well, I think you did a brilliant job in there, and I think anyone in that pressure cooker, you know, obviously there's going to be times where you're on top of the world and times where you're going to struggle.
Yeah, it really was the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Obviously, anyone that watched the series would have seen that. Definitely in the last week, I cried a lot. I was having a bit of a tough time because when you feel like people in there maybe don't like you or don't warm to you, it's hard because you have no connection to your support system on the outside world.
Yeah.
So they basically become your family, and it's almost like
because usually if you are not sure about someone, you'd be like, well, I'm not going to see them probably for another couple of weeks, or maybe never again. It doesn't matter. But like you say, and also because you know you're being watched constantly in the back of your mind. You know, I think it's incredible what you guys do. I really do. I mean, it's great. It's easy for us to watch, and it's easy for us to be like, oh wow, I would never behave like that or do that. But I can imagine when you're in there, honestly, if I didn't have my Diet Coke or my Weetabix, I'd be like, kick it off.
Honestly, the week when we were on rations,
that's the bit that gets me. I'm like
the spam, like we got like literally just porridge, kidney beans, rice, spam and tuna. It was horrific. I just had no energy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I couldn't be myself because I was just
you give a sugar kick or something.
Exactly. Like no sugar was hard.
Yeah, that's the bit where I'd be like, no, not me. Anyway, we'll be talking more to Emily about the Big Brother house on the other side of this. I'm talking more about Big Brother to Emily because, as I said earlier, I am the biggest fan of Big Brother, and I love that we've got a housemate here that I want to know everything. So when you're actually there, when the alarm goes off, what kind of goes through your head? Because like you say, you're thinking the cameras aren't there anymore in your head, but then are you saying like, oh, I better put my makeup on? But like you were saying earlier, people have already seen you without your makeup, and it's, you know, it just must be a lot to process.
Yeah, honestly, I did get ready for the day every day, but it would have been very easy to just stay in your pyjamas.
Yeah.
But because you're so bored and you've got so much time in there, it's actually quite nice putting on a full face of makeup. But in real life, I would never wear makeup every day. It's weird, but it was always really weird when you went to sleep and then suddenly the lights come on and they're so bright. And then they play these horrible alarm noises, like crying babies, like roaring of lions. Like, it was so overstimulating, and like you literally had to get up, and some days you'd be so tired, but you're not allowed to nap in the day.
Yeah, see, I love a little afternoon nap.
Exactly, but no, not
that's
allowed.
That's a no-go, isn't it?
Absolutely not allowed. So yeah, it's a very, very surreal experience, but it did also force you to speak to people, which is great. So you really got to know everyone in there.
That's true, because you have to make conversation, and like you say, most people you're just on a friendly basis in life, but to actually sit there with someone all day long, and like you you say, that's why you become so close, isn't it?
Exactly, and like, people often ask me for advice about, the auditioning process, and the number one thing I always say is just be yourself, because once you get into the house, there's no way you can maintain that.
No.
So yeah, it's crazy, but it's great because you learn so much about people that you would never normally meet in everyday life.
And you probably would pass and never cross.
Yeah, and some of the people, because obviously I had the experience of coming out and then going back in, so I had seen bits of my housemates, and there was people that I watched on screen and I thought, oh, I probably won't get on with them. But I went in and actually really clicked with them.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that you can't really judge a book by its cover.
I know, because we're quick to make assumptions when you first meet someone, but like say when you know what people have been through in their life, or there's a reason for their behaviour, and it kind of, like you say, you learn a lot about human psychology, don't you?
Exactly. So it was really interesting. But one of the funny things about when we were telling stories that we didn't want to be aired, we used to do this little trick where we'd say Davina McCall, because obviously the connotations with it are not with it now being on ITV. So like to try and make it really hard for them to clip the stories, we'd start telling a story, say Davina McCall, halfway through a sentence, carry on, say Davina McCall. So that's how we got around like telling stories to our housemates that we didn't want aired.
Was there a lot aired that you thought, have you watched it back?
Yeah, I've watched bits it back. I kind of got an idea of like what got shown and what didn't.
So were there bits that you were surprised that hadn't been shown?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There was honestly there was one time where I did a shopping list and I went like £480 over budget, and it was like this big deal because I had like less than 15 minutes to like get rid of 480, or we were going to get rations again. So it was this really big panicky moment, and then that just never got shown. It looked like we did the shopping list perfectly.
It was also funny how things are kind of, I guess it's just the editor's decision, isn't it, at that time?
Yeah, there was a time when Farmer Cameron was sick after playing beer pong on Halloween. That never got shown. We broke the set of the aeroplane task because we thought we could open the windows, and we ended up seeing like hands of producers, which is so weird because we hadn't seen anyone from the outside world. Like so many things that just never got shown.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? And then that minute when you actually came out for good, was that just surreal, coming back to real life?
It was so weird. So obviously on the final, when we came out, like we were rushed straight to the studio for interviews and stuff, and there was the audience screaming our names, and like it's just a juxtaposition from being in that tiny group, because there was only 6 of us in the final, so really you hadn't seen anybody apart from those other 5 people, and then suddenly you're being whisked away in this taxi, people are screaming your name like, Emily, we loved you, we voted for you, and then you've got like the adrenaline of like nothing I've ever experienced. Like it's just and then it was the rap party the same night, which was great because we got to meet all the voices of the Big Brothers.
Oh, did
which was really cool because we'd been like pouring our heart out in the diary room to these people. We finally got.
That's interesting. Yeah, because it's like when you hear a radio presenter, you kind of think, oh, I wonder what they look like, and then when you actually see them, you're like, what?
So weird. Like I was just looking at them like, I've literally told you my deepest, darkest secrets.
You know everything about me.
You were just a voice and a camera. Now you're an actual person.
Wow, that's really
so that was really fun.
Yeah. Well, what an experience, and not many people get to say that they have lived in the Big Brother house. So I think it's amazing for us to watch, but to actually be part of that, it will be something you'll never ever forget.
Once in a lifetime. Great story to tell the grandkids.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you on the other side of this.
We were good, we were gold, kind of dream that came.
Okay, Emily, we have got some fun facts about you that we like to put our guests through here on the show, but it's nice ones, so we're not horrible. So, fact number 1, you've been for drinks at Boris Johnson's house.
That is true. I have been for drinks at Boris Johnson's house. Christmas last year, don't worry, not during COVID times, I can promise.
Just to confirm.
I just got the invite, went along and, had a nice Christmas cheers with Bojo.
Oh, that must be wonderful.
Yeah, it's very, very random, but it was really fun. It was nice. Christmas at Bojo's.
What more could you want?
Exactly, what more could you want?
I love that. You're on GB News?
Yeah, so I've contributed a few times to GB News. Obviously, it's quite they like having an array of different guests on, and kind of being a young person that's interested in politics, I guess is quite unique, and that's something I've always wanted to do, make politics more accessible and more fun and appealing to young people.
Yeah, and you're on with Patrick Christie. We love Patrick on the show.
Patrick is great.
It's funny because wherever I go, people go, GB News, and they go, oh, Patrick Christie.
Great personality.
He's a great personality. We love him. You applied onto Big Brother because you love doing things for the plot.
That is true. I'm a very chaotic person. I always do random stuff. Like last year, I just decided to randomly go to Fiji in Australia.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just can't live. My inability to live like a normal life is crazy.
I find that very relatable. And Fiji, by the way, is beautiful.
It
isn't
was
it? I have been there.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
One of the most beautiful places ever.
It was honestly insane. But yeah, no, I just got to keep making random decisions.
Yeah.
And this year, Big Brother was the random decision of the year.
Whoa. And you hope to meet Mr. Right on the show.
I did. I was looking for a hubby, but sadly, or I think, as I said in my videotape, I was gagging for a husband, which was a weird use of terminology. So yeah, glad that the whole nation has got to see that I was in fact gagging for a husband.
Do you know what, though? Girls will find that relatable because,
Yes.
you know, it's 2025.
It's hard out here.
Yeah.
It is hard out here, but the search continues.
The search continues, so watch out 2026. Now, Emily, we want you to pick one of your favourite songs for us here on the show. We're going to play it out. If there's one song you had to pick that you were maybe getting ready to go out or put in the car when you're driving, what would it be?
And this came on in the Big Brother house on my first night when it was a party, so it's very, very perfect for the occasion. Pink Pony Club!
Yay!
I know you wanted me to stay, but I can't ignore.
We have got some questions for you from some of our lovely viewers. So Sandra wants to know, what surprised you most about the house?
What surprised me most about
Putting you on
that?
the spot.
I think number one, just like the people that I got on with, like I wasn't necessarily expecting to get on with, and maybe the people that I thought I'd more naturally relate to, I actually wasn't as close with.
Yeah.
But also it's quite small in there.
Is it?
And it's just so bright.
Oh, yeah. See, even when I go into some shops, I'm like, oh, it's too bright for me.
Exactly. And the other thing is also I was expecting that, you know, they'd sneak in a producer to let us have a nice, like, you know, manicure from time to time or something like that, because I hear they do that in Love Island. But no, you do not see a single producer the entire time, apart from when you break the set.
Being a girl, you know, you're like your hair, your nails, tan.
No, so we actually had people, like, each of the housemates were like doing each other's roots and like doing. We got like a little nail set that we were doing. And like the boys were like barbering each other's hair, so we really had to adapt to the situation.
You need a pamper day in there, don't you?
Exactly.
Let's hope that they don't bring that in now, otherwise you'll be like...
No, yeah, I'll be gutted.
What was edited out that mattered, Andrea says? I know we sort of touched on that earlier, but was there anything particularly that you were like, I actually wish that bit was shown?
I think there was a lot of like diary rooms. I think there was times where, for example, people looked like they hadn't been like they'd show the bit where someone wasn't nice to someone, but then not them apologising after.
Yes.
So it kind of made some people have a slightly unfair edit.
I see, yeah.
For example, there was a situation where Jenny said, "Go F yourself" to me because I was thinking about choosing her to bankrupt my eye currency, and basically afterwards she did come over and apologise, but that bit never got shown, which I felt quite bad because she did seem genuinely really remorseful for that.
And that's what they say, it's in the edit, isn't it?
It is.
You know,
and also, like, Nancy and Sam got a really negative edit, but honestly, they're two of the nicest people. I love them so much. So yeah, it's, you know, it's all in the edit, like you said.
Like you say, it's been on long enough now to know that that is what's going to happen. So you've got to like just take it on the chin. There's nothing you can do.
Exactly. All you can do is be yourself, and you know.
I love the TikTok updates. That's what I do before I go to bed because I'm always so sleepy. So I can't watch the full show, but I watch the TikTok bits, and you know, it does give you kind of like an eye opener to what's been going on in the day. And obviously, they are going to show those fiery clips or when someone's upset. But like you say, there is 24 hours in the day, and so much more must go on.
Yeah, like there's so many deep and meaningful conversations that don't get shown. But then, best believe when someone's, you know, falling over or like
you're like, that's me.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lee says, would you do Big Brother again, knowing what you know now?
So I personally loved it. Like, it was one of the best things I did. I learned so much about myself, and I feel like a lot of people learned about me, which was great.
Yeah.
But had you asked me after the first night where I got evicted, I would have been like, do you not put yourself through it? But obviously coming back and getting the second experience, absolutely. I think it's amazing. I'd recommend it to everyone.
They might do like a Big Brother All-Stars thing.
Maybe.
Bring everyone back. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no, not that. We'll see you after this.
I say I'm too late. Got nothing.
Emily, I just want to talk about Big Brother forever and ever and ever. But what is coming up for you next? Obviously, you've had an incredible 2025.
Yeah.
and I know you're busy with your work stuff, so kind of goals moving forward.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's been really nice to kind of branch out from just doing politics, because politics was always my thing. So it's been really fun to kind of do these more kind of fun interviews, branch out into the social media space. I now got a manager, I've been to some amazing events.
Yeah.
So I've really been enjoying that. But yeah, I've got a few ideas up my sleeve for next year, but I'm definitely loving these kind of like chatty style interviews and videos on my TikTok as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know everyone's going to say this, do you keep in contact with the cast members of Big Brother?
So some, definitely.
Yeah.
We have a group chat, but the group chat's got eerily quiet recently because, since being out of the show, I think a few people have watched the show back, and it's kind of caused a bit of friction.
Like, we're out of the group chat.
Exactly, exactly. Which is a shame, actually, because I think, you know, we all shared that experience together. But I'm really good friends with Nancy, Sam. I was out the other night with Farmer Cam and Zila. Like, personally,
that makes me happy.
Yeah, exactly. Personally, I'm not on bad terms with anyone. So, I'd always say happy birthday and things like that, which is nice.
Yeah, it's the best way to be, isn't it?
And we've got a big Scottish night planned out with Tate, Farmer Cam, Nancy, Sam. So looking forward to that.
That's going to be carnage.
It's going to be carnage.
We love it. Emily, thank you so much for agreeing to come on. Like I said, you know, we love Big Brother. I know a lot of the viewers do as well. And it's an insight for us because, you know, we're just sitting there, you know, with our pizza and cup of tea being like, you know, whatever. But, you know, to actually hear all the little moments and stuff, you know, it's really special for us to hear it. And we thought you were a brilliant housemate in there.
Thank you so much.
You were so down to earth and, you know, girl power all the way.
Always.
So,
thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. It's Emily, everyone.
Thank you.
Huge thank you to Emily from Big Brother. And thank you to you at home for supporting the show. It really is much appreciated. Thank you. Now, I will see you same time, same place next week. I'm Hayley Palmer. Stay safe and I will see you then.